Hi there. Today I'm building bag 8 of LEGO's Hogsmeade Village set 76457. Here you can see what was built from bags 2 through 7. If you're interested, I've got a playlist of the previous videos in this series on my channel. And getting into it, we need a 1x3 brick, a sloped sort of guy here, and looks like one of these sandy colored L pieces are all gonna start building up this wall to the other two shops that are not the Honeydukes. And flipping over the next page, need another little smoky gray guy with a little rail on it. One of these kind of figure eight almost pieces. And then another little frame. And the grating for the frame, which we're gonna put together here like so. And then all of that goes inside there. And that is that step. Then we're moving on to the next one. Sort of spaced out there for a second, don't mind me. I was thinking about something and all right, let's see. So we got building up this wall some more. With these guys. All right. Moving on to the 1x4 plate and this super tall guy. Gonna start framing out something over here. And okay, we're gonna need a whole, let's see, 4 of these sort of metallic looking guys with the rail on them. And 2 of these dark green frames. And those are gonna get these clear glass panels in them. And so we're putting the glass in first. And then one of these on the top and bottom. And then pop it in there. And we're gonna do that all again. Next to its buddy there. All right. And then we need this 2x2 plate with a single stud on the top. A 2x2 plate. And another one, which is all going together like that. And get popped into that little corner there. And then on to the next step. We need a little black half dome guy. Then another 2x2 plate. And what is that? A little guy with a very tiny little compass on him. And a little 2x2 plate. And it's the same but with all the studs. And this little trophy looking guy. And they are all gonna go together like so. And the book has it sort of offset like that. And then this little dome guy in here. And the little trophy up in there. And it's all starting to look like attic clutter. And moving on to the next page. If it'll let me. Let's see. We've got. Let's move that up a little bit there. With this little. Got this base. And then 1x4 on top. And then this little tan guy. And another one of those. And then where we got our little letter looking fellow. I don't know, it says junk mail on it. Selected winner. Yeah, they tell some tall tales in the mail sometimes. And then this little guy, sort of like that. And then another one of these guys. And then finally this little letter-looking fellow on top of there. And this guy is a backdrop to everything. And that is all gonna go together over here in the owl post attic. And then what do we got? This big plate here is gonna go on top of there. Then 1x4 up on there. And another little slope guy up there. Start framing the roof with some more. And then we've got this 2x2 plate on top of there. And then a 1x2 plate next to it. And we're moving right along. Let's see, we need a 1x4 brick on top there. And then this little 1x2 up on here. And then that is going to get this little clock face on it. Up over here. Like so. Pretty fun little. So I guess this, I was thinking this one over here last time was a clock, but I guess it's some sort of other ornamental idea. I'm not sure what it could be. Or maybe it's just a pan on the wall that they use for making the confections with. But I guess when it comes to Lego, it's what your imagination says it is sometimes. Let's see, we got that guy, the little 1x1 brick, and then 2x2 brick up over here. And moving along to this 1x3 brick up there as we build up the wall. And this little sloped guy is going to be maybe some kind of roof support. And what do we got going on over here? We got this 2x3, and then on top of that, it's this little square plate, which is going up on top of the wall we've been working on. And then a little kind of rounded fellow. And then on top of that, a 1x2 plate. And let's see. Definitely building up some roof sections now. We've got this guy in here, and then we're gonna have two of these guys with the studs on the front, and let's see, one of them is gonna have this little claw bit facing up and down. That's going to go on the front of there. And a little corresponding slope on the other side. And then we're going to have two of these guys here that are going to go inside there. That's the first one. And then moving on to the second one. And he'll mirror him there. And then let's see. I'll build up some more of this roof section. It's the middle bit there. It's this extra tall brick here. And the other sloped piece there. And then we're going to have 4 of these building up the top of that area there. Third one. And 4. Alrighty. And then looks like we got one of these to cap off that section of the roof. Cap off. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm going to move that up a little bit here, and looks like we're going to be building on this extra one guy here. And that is going to go on the middle of there. And then I have a couple of these really long ones with the rail on them that are gonna go up there. And then we have some 1x6s like so. And then our little triangular guy up on there. And these ones are kind of a cool shape. They're using to change the direction of the ceiling, or not ceiling, roof. Like if that was like roof tiling, then they would, it's changing the direction of them, which is a cool little idea, I think. And then they're building out to either side. Like so. And then we've got some of these little sloped 1x3 sort of situations that are gonna go on it. And then it looks like, according to the book, whole thing should fit up in here. There we go. Like so. So it's definitely the structure for across the top of Honeydukes. And then we just have a couple of small details left in this bag. Got this little, it's kind of a tiny spoon. And, oh, it wants us to turn the whole guy around. Oh no, Mrs. Flume. Alright. Let's finish turning this around without knocking anybody over. And that is going to go onto that little clip on the front, and looks like it sort of sticks out like that. And then we are going to be putting together a sign. And let me grab the sticker sheet. I gotta move around some stuff to get to. And which one is it? It's sticker 5. So the dervish and bangs. So this is what's gonna go on our sign here. Let's see. Been doing pretty well with the stickers so far. There we go. And then that looks like goes into the other place above the spoon, so that the hangs down like that. And then, do we got anything else going on? Oh, I see a piece that I missed at some point that should be going underneath this guy here. Not sure where I missed that out, but glad that was a relatively straightforward fix, huh? All right. Yep, and that is it for bag 8. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you're all having a good day, and you continue to do so. And as another YouTuber that I like says at the end of her videos. And then please remember to do all the YouTube things, like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.